Welcome back to King's Backyard Farming. Today we're honoured to have our Mayor, Fae Miller, here to talk about how awesome it is to be in Katherine.
Thanks very much, Mitchell, for inviting me out.
Thanks for coming.
And it is awesome to be out here. Brought up on a farm, but not quite like this. And this is just amazing to see the amount of fruit that you have growing here on this beautiful soil, with plenty of water, and certainly feeding very hungry people right across the world, as it's turning out. And
you send a bit around.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you should be very proud, I'm just looking at the number that I have behind me that are coming along. And as you can see,
they look nice, don't they? There's a lot
there.
there.
Yes, they do. Yeah. There's plenty of mangoes going to be on these trees, the thousands that you have here. So it's certainly a very, very valuable business to have in Katherine, that's for sure.
So last week you came out and I gave you a few veggies out the garden. How did they go?
They taste real.
Yeah,
they taste real.
Yeah.
They don't taste like what you buy at the supermarket, because they were seriously, the flavour was straight from the land and absolutely delicious. Thank you.
Excellent. So tell us a bit about Katherine. Why is Katherine such a good place? I love it because I grow my veggies and my mangoes really well, but there's a lot of good things in Katherine.
There certainly are. Well, Katherine is a good crossroads for the north, south and the west. Yep. And our climate, as you can see right now, is perfect for what you are doing here. We have these beautiful months of the year. Most of the year is really pleasant. Perhaps some of them aren't quite so pleasant. Yeah. We're getting into the build-up now, but look, it's easy to put up with that. You know, that's right, when you compare what we have for the majority of the year. But the very big diversity that we have in this region is quite incredible. With the thousands of mango trees that we have here, you're diversifying. You've got lemons. You've got, seriously, it's a fabulous way to drive around your property and see the millet growing. And of course, not only agriculture and horticulture, but we have huge tourism industry.
Yes, we do. What's the best time of the year for that?
Well, we always encourage people to come beginning of May through till, and it does start to get a bit hot. And I have to tell you that definitely bowl season starts on the 1st of September, because they all disappear, about the 1st of September and head home.
And we joke about the fact that it hits 36 and suddenly there's 16,000 caravans down the highway. 36 seems to be that's a bit different this year with COVID, isn't it? Like, a lot of people appreciate being in the territory because we're very clean from COVID.
We are very, very fortunate. I mean, there's been some hard decisions made, and fortunately we live regionally and remotely. Our population isn't as dense as it is down south, so we're safer, much safer here. And I have to tell you, that's been absolutely fabulous for you to be able to have workers come and work on this property, of which you couldn't possibly run a business like this without a lot of hands. And I'm just watching them pack today. Those heavy pumpkins, and I have picked pumpkins in my time, but picking
work
those,
hard,
oh yes, they certainly do. You don't need to go to a gym. Come out here and work.
Do some pumpkin and watermelon stacking.
Absolutely. So I'm absolutely delighted that we've got such a variety of things to do here.
How important do you think the backpackers and the seasonal workers are to our economy in the Northern Territory?
Well, I don't know how you could survive without them, quite frankly, because, I mean, how are you going to survive? You can't get people to pick your fruit. If you can't get people to pick your fruit and pack it, what are you going to do? You just have to let it fall on the ground. I've seen that happen before, which is extremely unfortunate. But as far as the backpackers and seasonal workers, of which I think we have to rely more on as the years go by, they are the people that are the backbone of the industry here. And without them, I don't know what we would do.
A lot of people don't understand that the seasonal worker program isn't actually an employment program. It's actually a humanitarian aid program. So I think it's one of the best programs I've ever seen. We're fairly heavily involved in humanitarian work in India and all through the Pacific Islands. And to actually create an opportunity where they can come and work and earn money is better than just giving money, because giving money creates dependence. So I'm really impressed with it.
There's not a value in that. There's no value.
These people feel really proud. They've worked hard. They've sacrificed by leaving their family. And when you go back there, they treat us absolutely like kings, because they've been given a great opportunity. And here they are building houses and stuff and helping their whole community. So
that's the value.
That's the value.
That's the value of it.
They're always very happy.
And they work.
And they work.
They're happy and they work.
They work.
Yeah.
They appreciate it.
No, it's been a delight to meet some of the workers. Haven't met a lot of them here today because you're not into full swing. But when you are into full swing, it'll be a delight to come back and meet them.
You should come and have a look.
That's for sure. Yeah, because they certainly know how to work. But yes, you can't do without them. Couldn't do without them in the Katherine region.
What about some tourist attractions around Katherine? What are you proud of the most about?
Heaps. Now, where do you want me to start? Right.
Go for it. Go,
okay. We'll start with Nitmillet Gorge. That's
that's a stunner, isn't it?
it's an iconic attraction. Yeah. And there's a variety of things you can do there. Travel up the gorge on a boat. You can canoe. You can walk. You've got the Jack Buller Trail walk.
Can you swim?
In the second gorge you can,
not
in the first gorge.
Make sure there's no
that's right. No, but not in the first
there.
gorge. Yeah, you can't do it in the first gorge.
Yep.
Can't guarantee at the end of a wet that we haven't got a salty in there, so we can't do that. But there's also the rock holes to swim in as well.
Yep.
So yes, you can do that.
Hot springs?
Absolutely.
They're really good now. Gee, you've done a great job on them.
Thank you. It's been a bit of a long, drawn-out affair, but it's finished. It's finished. And Myrtle the turtle, she
I've
was
actually
named.
not played on Myrtle. I think that might be outside my...
I don't
broken
think
hip if I started getting on.
I don't think it's big enough for you. I don't think it's big enough. It's designed to be a playground equipment. So, but it's lovely, and that little area is very pleasant for families, for visitors, and of course for
we have
children.
people come and visit, and we go, let's go to the hot springs, and you're driving into town. They have no idea you have such an oasis smack bang in the middle of town.
Aren't we lucky?
It's a cracker.
Aren't we lucky?
It's a cracker.
And it's only been in probably the last 4 or 5 years that it's become obvious that it is there, because people know about Mataranka and they certainly know about Bitter Springs, but they haven't really known about the Katherine Hot Springs.
Yeah.
The locals wanted to keep it a secret, but we want to share it. We want to share.
You realise that
everybody.
water, like we put a dye years ago when Dad first came to the farm. They wanted to know where the water was going, so the DPI came and put a dye in our bore here, and in 11 days it came out of the hot springs.
Isn't that
so the same water we're pumping
amazing?
here is coming out of the hot springs. So a bit of trivia there.
Actually, that's interesting trivia. I didn't know that. So does Farron Water know that? That's
they've done all that studies.
Oh, that's a good test. Yeah. So we've got that. We've certainly got the our Godaman, which is our cultural centre.
Yes, that's
which
good.
has got that's doing a lot.
How do you pronounce that again?
Godaman.
Godaman.
Yes,
there's a few different
I
pronunciations
know.
around town.
The acronym GIRAC.
GIRAC
there.
Yeah.
So that covers all the words that are in Godaman, and that has some really amazing exhibitions of our local Indigenous art and also the surrounding regions.
Absolutely.
So it's varied. The variety is amazing, and you can buy beautiful art from there that's unique.
Yes.
And it also displays our local artists in pottery and ceramics. So there's plenty of that to do, as well as Top Dig. Top Dig also have
that's
amazing art, as well as a cultural experience.
There's a lot of small things. If you look around in Katherine, you can get a great experience. Yeah. We did a flight around because John Armstrong comes and does our spraying on our mangoes at times, and he does a tourist flight through the gorge and everything. That's a great day. So
that's right.
There's a lot of stuff in our town.
Oh, there's heaps.
What if someone wanted to move to Katherine? What would they expect if they were looking for a job? What would they expect?
Well, I would expect they'll be able to get accommodation, because we do have quite a few places now for sale or for lease.
Yep.
Since there was
good time to buy in Katherine.
Well, it is, because we had the release of land in Katherine East, which meant there was a lot more new dwellings built.
Yep.
A lot of the locals moved into that built up. And built modern, and now
that's
they
way
lease
outside
theirs.
the flood
Absolutely,
zone.
Absolutely. So another thing that we're looking at out in that Katherine East area is what they call a neighbourhood centre. In actual fact, it's another CBD, and we'll link that very appropriately with the current one. But it means that we can get buildings out there that are above flood level, which is extremely important, as we know, in the 98 flood, to have the whole of the CBD underwater was not good.
Would have been nice to have half the 98 flood last
wet
season. That would have been nice.
So we've got those things happening, and of course the agribusiness hub. The agribusiness hub, which is designed, that's in the planning now, and that will be out next to the railway line near Mambaloo on the section.
I think there's even land there for a cotton gin. I think they're looking at putting.
Well, hopefully that'll be the anchor for it.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll anchor the agribusiness hub, which is pretty good. Yeah.
And they're trying to build it so we can move product from here to Darwin and then export straight out of Darwin.
That's
so
the idea.
the
Less
more,
handling.
Yeah, the more that we can get that to happen,
The less
cheaper,
handling.
the bigger
yeah.
the ships can come. And
Yeah, less handling, the better. Yeah.
what about if there's a doctor wants to move to Katherine? Please move to Katherine.
If there's a doctor wants to move to Katherine, we'll welcome them with open arms.
Guaranteed to get a job.
If 2 doctors would come to Katherine,
three.
we'll welcome them with
Yeah.
open arms. It's an issue for us right now.
Yeah.
The Indigenous are well catered for. There's 9 doctors at Worley,
Yeah.
but you can't. Non-Indigenous people can't access that service because they're busy. The 9 doctors. So that actually tells you how busy Katherine can be. So
yeah, 9 doctors flat stick.
That's right, just for the Indigenous community. So yes, we're lobbying right now the Territory government, and they're working hard to the federal government to ensure that we can get an appropriate health service here. Look, we've been asked at council, can you do it? Can you do it? And we said, we can do anything. We can do anything, provided we've got the money to do it. So, right. I hope the talk doesn't get down to that because it gets put back on local government and residents again.
That's good.
And I think health and education for me the prime focus of government should be health and education.
Yes, that's right.
So as well as the economy, but health and education. If you haven't got those 2 things, you really don't have a good community.
So there's a lot of job opportunities
up
here in the Territory.
Certainly are.
We're right next door to a RAF base, so
yes.
There's a lot of associated jobs to the RAF base. We're in the centre of cattle country.
Yes, we are.
We're really
very diverse.
We're really close to King's backyard farming. That's pretty important.
Yes,
that must ring a bell, I'm sure.
Very important, very important. Have you considered doing a tour, like a farm tour?
Yeah, well, as this develops and grows, some people are following. If they want to come up, I'll be more than happy to take them around the farm. So,
and
that's encouraging.
There is an interest because I'm talking about outback things like Tom and Annabelle with their Katherine Outback experience. It's seriously, people love it. They're attracted to country, and yes, they'll be attracted to this because they don't see this. You don't see mango trees down south.
No, you don't.
No, so this is.
We're actually doing another series on just mangoes, which is showing the development of a mango because people don't
understand.
Got no idea how a mango grows.
No.
So this is how they look when they're babies.
And certainly when they all grow, my goodness, we won't be looking up. It'll be down here somewhere. Yes, they'll all will be. It's just amazing. Quite amazing. Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming out today. It's been a great yak. And
it's been absolute pleasure.
These flies are very friendly today. But
yeah, but they don't like me. I'm a bit worried. I don't know what I've done.
I
but
can't
they
say
don't
there's
like...
no flies on me. I'm covered in them.
It's been an absolute pleasure. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I always enjoy coming out to country properties. I really do.
Absolutely.
I go away feeling relaxed. It is. It's relaxing, yeah. Even though it's hard work from dawn till dark, it is relaxing.
You're sitting in the evening and the sun's beautiful.
Oh, it's lovely.
You might be accustomed to having a beer every now and then. And
absolutely.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's good life.
It's lovely. So thank you so much, Mitchell,
thank you
for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
So I really encourage you to just to sign up on our webpage and give us your name and email address and come to Katherine.
Absolutely.
Come and have a look. It's a great place.
Definitely.
Best month of the year to visit?
June, July, August, September.
When you're freezing down south, come up here. It's glorious. 28 degrees, down to 14. Come and have a look and
leave
see
COVID
what we're doing.
behind.
Don't
leave
come if you've got
COVID behind.
Don't come over the border if you've got a snuffly nose. Just stay home.
Please no.
But thanks a lot. Catch you next time.
Thank you.